Hi and welcome to Geekology at the Cinema. I'm David.
And I'm Sven.
And tonight you join us at Odeon Cinemas at Broadway Plaza, where we've just finished watching Wonder Woman.
Yes.
As with all great tales, a story about gods.
Gods, yes.
So, what did you think?
Well, going into the film, going into the first trailer, I wasn't quite sure what to expect from it. The first trailers really grabbed my attention because they introduced the idea that they were going back to the original storyline, which I wasn't expecting because let's face it, there's only really been 2 live-action versions of Wonder Woman, one of which virtually nobody's seen because it was a TV pilot that wasn't picked up, and one from the 70s with Linda Carter, obviously.
A wonderful thing, but a product of its generation.
And I love the fact that Linda Carter's turned up in Smallville and Supergirl since then. And the trailers just showed the cinematography as being fantastic. It looked gorgeous, at least in the real life shots, if you see what I mean. Going into the film itself, and they've gone to the First World War, which is something that no other superhero film has really done. They've kind of tried to do it in some of the TV stuff. So it hasn't fallen into the usual Second World War trope. What did you think as you were going into it?
Well, for me, I was just pleased that they showed so much of the backstory.
Yeah.
Because the origin story for this, it's an origin film, obviously.
Yeah.
But the backstory for Wonder Woman is a fantastic one, and one that it tends to be sort of skipped and glazed over, which I feel is a shame. I thought that the way they explained her, and they did this isn't really going to spoil anything, but they showed her as a small child growing into a woman, and the passage of time for her, but not the other Amazons, and her progression through, I thought was an absolutely fantastic thing. It didn't feel rushed. The pace was right. It fitted in with the film.
Didn't feel cliched.
No,
didn't feel
not at all.
overly worn like so many other origin.
Yeah.
Superhero origins could feel like.
And then they introduced the mythical world.
Yeah.
That we'll call where she came from, to real world, somewhere set. In the First World War, which again I thought they dealt with that incredibly well, because it showed the types of technology we had at the point without really going to look what year we're set in. They just went, here you are.
That was 1918.
Yeah, but I'm saying they didn't specify. They just went, bing, there you go.
But they kind of did, because they mentioned the armistice.
They said it was in forward and the armistice, but they didn't beat you over the head with it. Was the point I was making.
It was easy to pick up if you know the history, but
yeah. So and it had a really nice feel to it. The film had a good pacing. And I felt that they were going for a tone, and they definitely got there. Again, no spoiler, there's a big realisation towards the end of the film, and that really just worked. The character development was great the entire way through. The special effects. Now, obviously, with the film with this much money in, of course special effects are going to look good. But the cinematography choices and what I would refer to as the stylisation for the fight scenes.
Yes.
Because the fight scenes throughout the entire film had a very specific way of starting, progressing where you got to see a handful of special effects and a special move or a couple of special moves, and then the finish the entire way through. They didn't chop and change that, and a lot of superhero films do have a tendency to go, right, now you get to see this and this is really cool, and then for the rest of the film we'll just speed through that. And they didn't. They kept it all, and I thought that the way that they changed the angle for some of the battle scenes, so you always saw it from a further back perspective, and then the light casting for it was just a phenomenal choice. And it really worked in the film. Now, didn't you say to me in the trailers you that was one of the things that was bugging you?
Yeah, I mean the CG of Gal Gadot in the trailers, in some of the battle scenes where they basically replaced it with a CG version of herself, looked terrible in the trailers, but it seems to have had a hell of a lot more polish before they released it, which is fantastic. It's great to see that. And one of the interesting things about this film is that there's not going to be any cut scenes. Everything they filmed was used, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At least that's what's been put out about it. Whether that turns out to be true, we'll see. But that means that it's been polished and it was thought about, and really they were very tight on filming it and getting it right. It's interesting that between Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman, Jeff Johns has moved in as looking after the whole of the DC cinematic universe. Now, he's someone who actually stepped into Smallville at one point and sorted that out, and he's been overseeing other stuff as well as writing a lot of comic books himself back in the day. I'm not sure he does an awful lot these days, but I'm not hugely up on the comic books, to be fair. And the end product in this film is something I will be buying the day it comes out on disc.
Oh yeah.
It is. There better be a 4K steelbook for this. Absolutely, because it's easily my favourite DC film since 1989 Batman.
Oh, okay.
Easily, which is saying a lot. Maybe not as much as it should be, because they've misfired a bit recently. And is it possibly? It's certainly in my top 3 superhero movies of the last 15, 20 years, maybe. Which again is saying quite a lot. I mean, I'd prefer. There's only maybe 2 Marvel movies that are really vying with it in my head. So yeah, absolutely fantastic, and I do recommend it hugely.
Yeah.
As a film. Well, how did you feel?
Well, I thought it was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it as a movie, not just as a superhero movie. Obviously, but I thought as a piece of entertainment, it was fantastic. As a superhero film, yeah, it has all those things. People often comment that you should aspire to be heroes, and you go, well, how do you do that for like Superman? Because Alien, Wonder Woman, Goddess. And it's like, well, easy, because it's about upholding concepts. And I felt that conceptually, that film was just solid. I can honestly say there was nothing in the film that I did not enjoy. I thought it was all done.
I completely agree.
Yeah, it was just a fantastic.
It's interesting. This is the second occasion on in the DC cinematic universe as it now stands where we've had someone cast who has had real criticism before anybody's seen anything that they've done.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, Ben Affleck got torn apart the moment he got cast and turned out to be the best thing about Batman.
I absolutely love him as Batman. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And Gal got torn apart because she was too thin, didn't look like an Amazon, blah, 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 blah. I can't think of anybody who could have been cast to produce a better performance than that.
No, performance was just fantastic.
She was fantastic. She's almost as if she was specifically. I mean, she was almost born to play the role the same way as Linda Carter was, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, okay, she had to do some bulking up, maybe a bit, for the role, but she's done it, and she's completely believable in the role.
Oh, yeah. But isn't that the point of being actors?
Yeah.
They're believable in their role. That's when you've got bad acting, when you can't believe them in their role.
And
which I could say about Chris Pine, but hey.
Well, this is the thing. I think that's the best thing I've ever seen him in. So, and even
you're forgetting Spy vs. Spy, sir.
I've never seen it.
You're not missing.
It's anything, but it's interesting. Actually, part way through, he was coming out with Shatnerisms again. I was just like, what?
I think that is his natural acting style. I think he's just been acting out with Bill a bit too much.
Well, he hasn't though, has he? So it's like this is a bit weird. He's starting to. And the thing is, he's doing it without realising it. That's the worst thing.
No, what's
when,
weird
when people have to point it out to him.
You think he doesn't realise it. Maybe he's just enjoying it just too much.
But I mean, there wasn't a poor performance in there as far as I could see. Interesting choice for Aries. But yeah, I want to watch that again now.
Okay.
It's really good, really good. So, out of 5 pips, 5?
Yeah.
5.
It's an awesome film. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend
Go
it.
and watch it.
Well, that's about it for our comments, but we'd love to read yours below. Thank you to Odeon Cinemas at Broadway Plaza. And you can subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. And of course, there is the official Geekology website. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Bye.
Hi, and welcome to Geekology at the Movies. I'm David.
Cinema.
Hi, and welcome to Geekology at the Cinema. I'm David.
I'm Sven.
And tonight you join us at the showing of Wonder Woman at Odeon Cinemas at...
Broadway Plaza.
Yeah, that'd be the one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
3, 2. So, I do not know what the little voice, but we do with the little voice.
We've just seen a bunch of Germans.
Oh, we have lights. Right, so let's have another go at refilming that one. And you can...